Now the first time I sand this down, which is going to be right now, I'm going to use 600 grit. And I'll put on another couple of applications of CA glue. And I'll sand it down with 1000 grit.
I was noticing that I was starting to be able to smell the fumes from the CA glue, and then I realized I forgot to turn on the room air cleaner to help circulate the air. Yeah, and then I noticed I forgot to put on my rubber gloves. I'm becoming a real old fuddy-duddy.
Well, I guess you can see touching it with my finger was not a good idea. I'm going to have to re-sand now. I thought it was dry, but it wasn't. I'm going to give it about half an hour and sand it and do it again. It's not like it's ruined. Just sort of takes me back one sanding, that's all. Well, this CA is set up now. I'm trying to sand this fingerprint off. Shouldn't be too hard. I was checking my comments earlier today, and the guys were a couple of guys were mentioning about the CA glue. That one guy said he uses CA medium. Another guy was saying how he'll use the curing agent in between each application. I thought I might just give that a try here. Another thing I was wondering is I've got lots of CA thin. And I've got a little bit of CA thick. How would it be if I was to try and mix thick and thin together to make medium? That might work. I think I'll give that a try. Unless they're too chemically different and they're going to, solidify in the bottle. I don't know. Won't know if I don't try it. That's odd. Anyway, somebody in here? I've heard of guys that have been living alone too long and they get cabin fever, but workshop fever?
I can well imagine now it's going to be almost impossible to regain that mean, tough guy workshop image that I had. Yep, now you know. I'm just an old softy. Yeah, and in a lot of ways. Most of us will never forget that scene in the animated story Toy Story. I think it was Toy Story 1. And Ragdoll got thrown in the box of discarded toys and was taken to the curb. Then Ragdoll heard the little girl's footsteps coming, and she's thinking, I'm going to be rescued. But it wasn't meant to be. You know, I have to be careful not to think too hard about that scene when I'm telling it.
Well, okay now. To you guys, like Billy and Jason and whoever else was kind of worried about the little spindle, it's rescued. I hope you guys are happy now. You've reduced me to nothing but a sniveling wuss in front of the whole world, in 4K definition and stereo sound. In the meantime, let's think happy thoughts. Like, can we dilute this down? No, this is medium. I never thought it was very medium-y. It always seemed rather thick to me, but there's a little bit left. Don't know if you can see it there. I got lots of thin. I think what we should do is just see if that's going to work. I think it probably will. Don't see why not. This will act like paint thinner, sort of. But first, see if I can get rid of this fingerprint here. Then maybe we'll try our concoction on it. Now I realize this sort of looks kind of funny, like, why would I be sanding it down? Well, where I'm sanding is just the surface. Where that CA thin has soaked in, it's, it's still there. And when I redo this, we're just going to be looking at the surface. You only see the surface, you don't see underneath. I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense here, but okay. Maybe I'll just gonna sand it while it's turning here. Might be a good idea. I won't put on the dust collector. I'll just try not to make a lot of dust in the air here. Okay, that was 600 grit. I'll use a little bit of the 1000 grit. Maybe I'll get this powder off here first. Okay, here's the 1000 grit. And we'll go lengthways as well. Alright, let's just wipe that off and put on some CA medium thin after we mix it up. No, I don't think we need very much here. I can sort of see it down there. And we'll shake that up. Maybe I better get the top on this before we have an accident. Now I think here the trick is going to be to not put it on too thick. So I'm going to apply it a little bit differently this time. Better get the room air cleaner going. Well, I do believe it's protected. Doesn't have that high gloss acrylic shine. I guess it depends where I look. Maybe I'll do the 1000 grit again. Anyway, I'm just going to work away at this and see what I can get. We've wasted enough film, you might say. It almost looks like it's wet there. I'm scared to touch it. Oh no, I guess not. Okay, I'm glad that's the glove and not my skin. Now I'm pulling a Laguna Tools ad here, and I'm not letting you see the work real close. That's a trick that those guys are still up to. And I have a plan though. Actually, it's not too bad. But I have a plan, and that is I have a buffing system. I wonder how it would work if I was to buff these later. Give it a try. In the meantime, kind of anxious to see how the oak will look. Oh, one more thing. There was another possibility. What I could have done is I could have used the wipe on poly. You know, and it worked really good on that segmented bowl I did a year ago. Probably would have done okay on this too. I don't know if it's as strong as the finish as the CA. The CA is a very hard finish. It's almost like acrylic after, but anyway, let's see what this is going to look like. Okay, I splurged and I put on another rubber glove. You ever try and put one of these things on a sweaty hand? I'd use the hairdryer. Okay, here's what I was talking about. Maybe I put too much of the curing agent on, but I'm definitely going to have to sand this now. It bubbled. I'm going to sand it down. I'll do it again, and I will not use the curing agent. I have a real bad habit of going over it 2 or 3 times. I should be just making one good pass with the swab and then quit. And speaking of quitting, I think I'm going to bring episode number 10 to a close here. And just a few minutes ago, I was on our little Facebook group page, and still nobody has objected to our friend Peter being included. So, Peter, you, sir, are number 25.